Hello, lovely people. This is Nicole.
And this is Samantha.
With the power of we are here to switch it up and teach you about business, relationships, and how to not only survive, but make it in Los Angeles.
In each episode, we will have top influential guests from the world of real estate. We work hard,
We stage hard.
and we get it done.
The power of we.
Well, we're back. Oh my
back.
God, Nicole, I'm so excited today.
I know.
I think this is going to be my all-time favorite. Why do
Yeah.
you think?
It's
I
just
mean, I'm going to
incredible.
cry already.
I know.
You know, when I think
You're
about,
always crying.
I mean, when I think about memories,
Yeah.
and I think about all the times that, you know, I was with you, and do you remember your bat mitzvah?
Yeah.
I made you
How could I
learn to
forget?
sing, and we hired
did a
girl.
whole
Your friends.
choreography.
Yes.
We did a whole performance.
Oh my God, that
Yeah.
was so amazing. And even though Papa wasn't alive, I know he was watching.
Yeah.
But with that said,
We have such an incredible guest today. His name is Aaron McLain, and he is a Los Angeles-born singer, songwriter, producer, and multi-instrumentalist, renowned for his electrifying performances and collaborations with icons like Marc Anthony, Jennifer Lopez, and is currently the lead guitarist and music director for the rock group Air Supply.
this guy's the shit for sure. Welcome! Hi,
Thank you.
Aaron. I'm so
Hello.
excited. Oh my
We're
God.
really
am I.
excited to have you here.
Thank you
It's
for
crazy.
having me. I really appreciate it.
I mean, this
Yeah.
all started when you were teaching my crazy girl to sing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like begging you, oh my God, please help her.
I know.
Remember?
I remember.
And you
Yeah,
weren't
many
even a
moons ago.
singing coach at that time, were you?
I had coached a few people back in the day, you know, but at the
Yeah.
time I wasn't, you know. And then when Nicole came by, you know, I just got back into it because,
Yeah.
I was off the road.
Wait,
with Mark.
because you felt sorry for me because I was going through a divorce?
No, that's not the case. I mean, she had potential. you know,
Yeah.
So
You actually tested her. Do you remember? And I was like, oh my God,
was
he's
it?
going to test you. Oh my God, do you remember that? He totally took you in there and tested you. I was like, oh my God, I hope she passes.
no, it's all good. Yeah, she had some skills, so we just needed to develop them.
Yeah.
So.
That was
Well,
a
now
fun
you're
time.
famous and you're all over the place.
And I have to ask, what was the first concert you ever went to?
Wow, the first concert I ever went to was actually Van Halen Fair Warning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I went by myself, and my mom dropped me off because the kids in the neighborhood were going to meet us there, or meet me there.
Yeah.
And I remember just like, you know, of course, you see like a young kid like
Yeah.
myself sitting, you wouldn't expect to see me like at a Van Halen concert.
Right.
But yeah, so I
Yeah,
went to
you
the
must have
Forum.
been sticking out.
Like a sore thumb. You know, it's just like the smell of weed was just all over the place. I don't know if it was the haze from the fog machine or if
Yeah.
it was actually the marijuana smoke. But
Yeah, and I'm sure the girls were all checking you out because they were like, who was that?
I don't remember that far. I had my little afro and everything. It was cool though. But yeah,
How
I love
fun.
Eddie Van Halen. So
And when did you know you wanted to get into music? Like,
Or when
make
did
it
you
a
want
career?
to know that you want to be a guitarist?
well, you know, I get asked that question. The thing is, it's ever since I was a little kid, like I would go into a store and I would see a guitar, I would like kind of get the chills.
Yeah.
So it was
Really?
just like if I'd see a guitar on a stand, just like, you know, I'd be like 8 or 9, I would just like fixate on it. It's like wow, wow, wow. So went to visit my dad one summer. I think it was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And my dad, you know, he comes from a line of photographers back in the day when, you know,
Oh, yeah,
that
the big
was just-
cameras.
Yeah, the big cameras
Very
and all that
cool.
stuff, and you know, developing film and all that stuff. So he gave me a camera and gave my brother a guitar, an acoustic guitar. And my
Really?
brother always knew that I wanted to play guitar, so my brother swapped with me.
how
And so
funny.
in that guitar case, and it was like Arizona in the summertime, so you know it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's hot as hell.
Really
You
hot.
know, so there was a book there, Mel Bay Guitar Easy Way A. So you know, you learn the notes on the first string, second string, blah blah blah, and then you know you learn how to play Old McDonald and stuff like that. So that
Yeah.
entire summer, I just taught myself how to play.
Wow.
And by the time I got home, my mom, enrolled me in some guitar lessons at this music school. So at this music store, and I would ride my skateboard, get on the bus in La Cienega, ride up to 3rd Street and
Wow.
skate down with my skateboard every
Wow.
Saturday, do those half-hour lessons and learn, you know, some riffs and learn how to read and, you know,
That's
history.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And were you one of those kids that checked out VH1 all the time? They don't even know what VH1 is.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like back in the day. Are you kidding?
That's
It's like,
the music videos.
You know, back in my day.
God. I had to bring it up because I knew she wouldn't know.
No, it's all good. It's like, are you kidding? It's like back in the day, it was all about the music videos.
Right.
You know?
It was all about the music
if
video.
You can get
That's
yourself
what I'm
in a
saying.
music video. It's just like
People used to say to me, "You should be a VJ on VH1."
you know, I can see that. I can see that. Absolutely.
So funny.
So wait, I have to know, what was your first famous singer that you did backup for?
Actually, his name was Jermaine Stewart, and he had a big hit called "We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off."
Oh yeah.
You know, and then he had another song called "Everybody Wants a Piece of Jody."
Yeah.
I think, and "The Word Is Out." He had quite a few hits, and when I was younger, it's like I'd hear him on the radio. I was like, you know, because it was pop music,
Right.
It was
Yeah.
just a
I
great
love pop.
time.
That was
you know?
my jam, too.
And I was actually going to do a top 40 gig, and I was going to go and do this van tour with this guy, and a friend of mine who's a percussionist knew a guy named, who's now one of my best friends, named Mike Licata. So Sam had called me up and he said, this guy named Mike Licata that's going to be at this club, and he's a music director for Jermaine Stewart. So why don't you go down? So I went down in my car. My car's all beat up, and he had a beat up car. So he puts the music in his cassette player in the car. Right?
This is not yesterday.
This is way back in the early 1800s.
Right? I love this.
Yeah, so he was playing the songs, and I was telling him that I was going to go on this tour. He goes, look. He goes, I'm telling you, it's like, this is going to be big. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So I decided not to go on that tour.
Wow.
You know, to play this top 40 stuff. And like 3 or 4 months later, we were rehearsing in his roommate's garage, and it was super hot and everything. And then I'd met Jermaine, and there was this big push from the label. And then, let's see, we just rehearsed, and then we ended up going to the UK.
Yeah.
And we did Top of the Pops and Live at the Roxy.
But think about what you're saying. You had to make a decision. Should I do the van tour or should I do this tour? And I know that you're super spiritual. Do you think back then you were spiritual and you were like weighing both sides, and you were following your intuition? How did that go?
Well, I mean, there was a bit of his influence, and also, you know, the thing is, you know, you kind of like, I started learning early on that it's important to follow your gut.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes
So
you just have
true.
to
Yeah.
take a leap of faith.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
100%.
it just felt right. You know, when we connected, we sat in the car, and had I known, and it's crazy how the universe works, because
Exactly.
by making that decision, it led to
Exactly.
so many other
That's
opportunities.
why I wanted to ask
And
that question.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
and for anyone that's listening, this is so important because when you make these certain decisions, all these good things can happen.
Yeah, you
Right?
have to listen to your
like
gut.
if we didn't meet Dawn and then Dawn introduced us to you, you would have never been
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
And now look at us, we're on a podcast.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, there's no
Full
accidents,
circle.
like we just said
Yeah.
earlier.
So
Crazy. How did you end up working with Air Supply?
Well, so from that moment being with Jermaine Stewart, that led me to play guitar for Alita Adams from Tears for Fears, and then that also led me
Wow.
to play, do a lot of recordings, Patti LaBelle, and
wow, how was Patti LaBelle?
well, I mean, I met her a few times, but I recorded on the album.
Okay.
I think it was
Nice.
called Flame, or
Like
something
old time classic,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
talented people. Like it's just crazy the people that
Yeah,
you're with.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent out there.
I mean, you got lucky each. I mean, not luck, but I'm saying it's amazing how many good steps came from that one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And everything is connected. Everything.
Well, how did you
know?
meet Marc Anthony?
Well, that's another story. So that let's see, after Alita Adams, let's see, I think, I was on her gig for a while, and I was doing the smooth jazz gig for a while. And so a friend of mine, Armand Livingston, told me about this. Oh, I remember. He told me about this agency, and back then there was an agency called Active Entertainment, and what they would do is they had some musicians that they would represent, and it's like if an artist came into town that needed to do like the Tonight Show or something like that, or go on
Right.
tour, he would put bands together.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, so I went down to a club, and Armand invited me to the club, so they were having a showcase. So I brought my guitar down, and I performed Little Wing, by Jimi Hendrix, and the place was pretty packed. And I think I kind of put my foot in it. It was, I played my ass off and sang my ass off. I must say hello.
When you do
Of
good.
course.
No, so I did that.
love that.
And then, so the word kind of went around. So then there was these auditions at SIR in Hollywood. And so I went down and everybody was trying to get that gig. Bass players, drummers, guitar players, it was just crazy. Keyboard players.
So everyone was trying to get that gig.
Yeah.
What did you do before to prepare yourself to go in there?
Well, see, this is the thing because I noticed like in life when you try and you want something really, really bad, and when you try to grab it too much, sometimes it'll kind of
Push away.
You push it away.
Yeah.
So when I got invited to do the audition, I heard of Marc Anthony, and my friend, my late friend Angel, he says, "Oh my God, that's a big deal. That's a big deal." So when I went to the auditions, I wasn't like, "Oh, I got to get this gig." So I was just chill and laid back. And then when I got the music, there was no guitar parts on 3 of the songs.
Really?
So I made up these guitar parts.
Oh, wow.
So that he had his first hit that came out, I think during that era was "I Need to Know." So I added like this wah wah guitar part to it. So that audition, it lasted for about 2 weeks. So I did the audition. So they would swap musicians like throughout the day.
So wait, when you would go to an audition, it wouldn't just be one and done. You'd be doing this for 2 weeks.
This one was a long time because
that
the
would
thing
freak
is,
me out.
they were preparing for a big tour, and we were going to do this huge HBO special like 3 months later at Madison Square Garden, and that was a
That's
big
crazy,
deal.
yeah.
And that was
Jesus.
going to be aired on national television. So I had no idea what was in store for me at the time. And
That's crazy.
literally from the point where I actually grabbed my guitar and my rig and went down there and set up. And when I finally met Mark, and when they told me I was a guitar player, because they kept on telling me to leave my rig. So they'd swap out musicians, like I said, during that rehearsal.
Were you
period.
nervous?
No, I wasn't.
I love that about him.
Yeah.
No.
You're
That's
so calm.
amazing because you know why you don't live in fear.
Well, yeah,
You're
yes,
just
it's
there to
ill-advised.
enjoy. Wait, so you're getting ready. So tell us how you found out.
Bruce, the guy at the from Active Entertainment, so he was curating the whole thing. So when Mark finally came down, they had decided, all right, this is the band. So when Mark came down at the end of the 2 weeks, he came down with management, and we did the performance with the 3 songs. And Manisa, she came to me and she goes, "Mark really loves you."
Wow.
I'm
Were
like,
you
"What?"
freaking out?
I was like, yeah. So then we did.
You're like, wait, I made it.
Yeah, so we had to do a showcase actually here in downtown LA, somewhere like near here. And that showcase was with his salsa band. And let me tell you, his salsa band is one of the best salsa bands on the planet. These
Really?
guys
Damn,
are
I wish I could
amazing
see that.
musicians. So I was, there was a little bit of intimidation there because, I knew my stuff,
course.
but I didn't know the salsa world.
Right.
Especially these guys were like, they knew it like the back of their hand.
Right.
So, when I got it, I was excited. And then when I spoke to Mark, and after that, we did another one-off, and he goes, wait till you see what's going to happen in 3 months. So we ended up going to Hartford, Connecticut. We rehearsed for a whole month, with camera plotting and all that stuff.
Your life has just changed dramatically, right?
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah.
were you? So how did you deal with that? And were you married at the time, or were you
No,
have kids
no, I
at the time?
wasn't. No.
So you were on your own.
Yeah, I was on my own.
So
yeah.
you were just like, wow, I've made it. And how did that make you feel?
Well, first of all, there was so much pressure because there was a couple of moments where I had like these guitar solos where I'd walk out to the front of the stage.
Right.
And
I love that about
rehearsal
you.
was like I said, rehearsing for a month. And so you've got all these cameras and the camera on the crane and everything. And it was at Madison Square Garden. And that's like
insane.
an iconic venue.
Yeah.
Wait, so you played there right away?
With Mark, I probably since then played probably like maybe 5 or 6 times.
but
Wow.
take
But
me
that was gonna
back
be
to
my
the
first.
first time you went on stage at Madison Garden.
Oh, I will tell you. So we performed
Crazy.
Friday and
insane,
Saturday.
honestly.
Performed 2 nights, and we had to wear the same theme because they recorded both nights just in case there were some mistakes, whatever. So I remember, because we would do some of the pop songs, and then I'd walk off stage, and then you would do the salsa songs, and then
Right.
back to doing some pop songs. So I'd walk off stage, and then I just remember being backstage, and I remember I had to walk up those steps and walk, and that place was packed.
Yeah.
And how who's who was there? You know what I mean?
Jesus.
So you've got the
crazy.
cameraman
Chills.
like that's on his knees, that's right there, like at the fretboard, and there was really no room for mistakes or
Right.
you know. So I kind of like had to not go into my head because and
Right.
get into I just had to like just.
But that's
breathe and
very
stay
hard
calm.
to do. Like,
It's very tough
how
to do. Yeah.
did you do that? I mean, there's like a lot of young, musicians, actors, they go right into their head, right? Even salespeople. What do you do to not go into your head?
Actually, that's an interesting question. Actually, what I do now is like because I'm performing quite a bit. So when I walk out to
I'm
play
sorry,
solo-
by the way.
For what? No, it's just like
Oh, no.
you almost kind of like not.
Yeah.
I
You don't
think
think
the
about
worst
it
thing to
anymore.
do is to think about the
Yeah.
task at hand.
Right.
If you
But
think
now
about
it's like second nature to you, probably.
it is, but I still have to think about it. But if I start thinking about it too much, then it's like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. It's
That's
like
true.
you can talk yourself out of something.
That's true. That's
sure,
good
yeah.
You know,
advice. Because
so
we're
like-
speaking in London, and I'm like already thinking, oh, what if I don't do this? What if I don't do
You
that?
can't think about it.
Like,
Yeah.
Just gotta do it.
and you
Yeah,
better
yeah.
not sit down.
Yeah. You just have to kind of like let it flow.
Yeah,
You know, I
definitely.
would say that's the best advice.
Wait, is it weird for you to sit here and listen to him and he was your singing coach?
Yeah. I also think I didn't really realize like
Who you were?
how. Yeah. I mean, when I met you, I was like 8, 9. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I didn't realize like how big you were in the industry and like I don't know all
And
of
now
your
that-
accolades and everything,
Yeah.
and it's honestly so impressive.
And now that
you're
you
always
know-
like a big part of my life. Like
Oh, I appreciate that.
loved going and doing singing lessons because like you taught me how to like. I feel like singing for me helped me like handle my emotions and everything I was going through at such a young age. So you were just
Absolutely.
like a huge part of my life. So
Well,
thank
thank you. I'm glad.
Oh,
But
I'm
now
gonna
I'm like,
cry.
wait, this is you? This is
Wait,
crazy.
and then wait, I mean, it's so crazy. I remember
Yeah.
sitting in your little studio hiding, and you'd be like, "Okay, now you have to leave, and
remember
then
you
you
had
can
that,
come
like,
back."
screen door
You
where
had
you
all
have to
your
shut
rules.
it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's crazy. I mean, hearing him,
I know, it's-
right? And you were 8 years old
Yep,
when my
I
dad
would say
died,
so, yeah.
and
Yeah.
you go, "She's gonna sing at the funeral." I was like, "Yeah, right." There was hundreds of people there,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys got up
Yeah.
and sang at Papa's funeral.
What do we sing? When Beneath My Wings, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that
Yes,
was.
you
that was
sang
what,
that.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
was a long
I think
time
it's
ago.
so bizarre, and like I have the chills right now, like how you've always been in our life.
Yeah,
I don't
even
think
when
this
I
is
went
an
to
accident.
Boston, I came to see you perform. I don't know if you remember
That's
that.
right. Oh, I do.
I
we
went
were
there
we
for a music
performed at this
school.
theater. Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
And then I came to see he was performing with Air Supply, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
And I
Oh,
remember
I
seeing
totally
you
forgot
doing
about
your
that.
guitar solo. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was you went to
Crazy.
Berkeley or something, right?
I
Yeah,
know.
Berkeley.
Yeah.
Why
College of
didn't we
Music.
take more advantage of getting more tickets from you? That's what I want to know.
Hey, it's not too late.
Jesus,
It's not too late.
Yes, I mean
That's
when you
crazy.
sent us to the J-Lo, J-Lo's my jam.
Did we go to J.Lo?
Obviously, yes, we went to J-Lo underneath the.
Yeah, it
down
was.
here.
It was.
And
That
it was,
right over
Enrique.
here, right? At
Yeah,
Yeah,
the,
like right here.
And
I
we
remember
were, like,
walking in the
VIP.
back.
At the Staples
That's my
Center.
main
I don't know
memory.
if it's still called that anymore.
Yeah.
That was so
crazy.
cool.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna
Were
hit you up for
were
sure.
you performing then?
No, I wasn't. But you wanted tickets, and it's all coming back to me now. But my friend Chris Callens, he was working with J Lo,
Got it.
and so I called him up. I said, "Hey, can you give me a couple of tickets?" And that's how you ended up there.
Yeah,
crazy.
and I mean, okay, so wait, I have so many questions. My first question is, when you were training with Nicole, what did you see in her that you wanted to help her? Because, she was shy and
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just think for young people, it's like if you can help guide them, if you
Yeah.
can give them some
were-
faculties, if you
exactly.
can give them something that they can hold
Yeah.
on, you know what I'm saying? I think that just kind of helps them in their life, in their
100%.
journey. So, and music is just so powerful and profound.
Yeah.
And if you have the gift,
Yeah.
and for me, like I feel that the universe, because there's really no one in my family that's a musician or anything.
Yeah.
But it was just like this thing that I knew that was going to be a part of
Yeah.
me.
That
So
is-
for me, I've learned a lot. I've from all the experiences and things like that. I just feel like I need to share that knowledge.
Yeah.
I know, but
You know?
you were more like a I would say an angel for me because I was so worried about her, and you were like a big brother. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, you were like a big brother to her, and like it was impressive.
I appreciate that.
Even like, what was that? You just told me what it was called.
What?
The singing class. What, I can't speak.
Oh, Seth Riggs?
Seth Riggs.
Okay,
Thank you. Even that, like, I still listen to this day in my car, and for some reason, it's just like if I'm going through something and I can like do the vocal warm ups, like it kind of calms me down. So I feel like it says a lot about like how music really like helps.
It's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done so much. Okay, so now you're back with Marc Anthony and all that.
And
then what happens?
So I was with Mark for like maybe about 10 years. And, you know, we were really busy for the first 6 or 7 years. And then he started leaning more towards the salsa stuff. And then I ended up getting married. And then I had my son, or we had our son, Roman. And
Who my son asked, how is Roman? He used to sit and kick balls with him in the backyard while they were singing. While you guys were singing.
Yeah, they were young back then.
Yeah,
I
really
know.
young.
You know, so then it's like the economy, it kind of did that whole thing with the economy and all that stuff. And so I became a family guy.
Right.
You know, and so I had to really kind of focus on that. So I had to like figure out a way to like, you know, support a family being at home. Hence why, you know, I was giving you lessons and things like that. So I was like leaving no stone unturned.
Right.
You know, and for quite a while there was that bit of a lull, you know, and then I started doing other gigs here and there, like, you know, spot dates here and there. And then let's see, I think while I was giving you lessons, my same friend Chris hooked me up with this guy Beto Cuevas, and I started working with him. He's a Chilean guy. He was a part of a band called La Ley, and that's where I got the Latin Grammy from because we recorded.
Yes,
the album.
I remember that. And I remember like when we'd bring in, you would be like, no, we're not going to do any more hit songs. You're going to write your own. And you guys were writing your own song together. I was like, wow, how did you even know how to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I would say let's like try to push the envelope. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
were
because
always
it's easy
doing
to
that.
learn. You can go ahead and say, all right, I'm working my diaphragm. I can
Yeah, it's
sing.
so
You know,
true.
it's like, and I can enunciate and all that stuff, and you know, but you can sing somebody else's material. But it's like, let's see if you have your own voice.
Right. What's your favorite song you've ever written yourself?
That's it. I don't know that. Well, that I have written this last song that I released is called "Daylight's Calling," and that song is really close to my heart. Well, they all are, you know.
Yeah,
they-
Right.
Yeah. You
But
know,
is this your newest song?
that's the latest one I released,
Wow.
"Daylight's Calling." You know, and I just love that song. And there's another song that I'm gonna release called "Parade." And I'm sorry, I'm just like super excited about it because I was working on the
Yay.
bass line last
Yeah,
night.
well, tell us about it.
Yeah. So this is a song. So when I was with Mark, what you don't know is like I had my solo project and I was doing that before. You know, and so I would play I had a band in LA, so I'd play at the gig in Hollywood. So I'd play there like once a month. And then when I was with Mark, I used some of Mark's musicians, so I would also play in New York down in the Village at the Bitter End.
Oh,
How
very
cool.
Yeah, so I'd go back and forth, and I was like developing a following and everything. It was really cool. And then I recorded this record with this label, Small Deal, and that's when the economy tanked and all that. And it's like, and I got really depressed and didn't really do well and all that. But during that time, I wrote this song called Parade, and it was a total crowd pleaser. It was like really, really up tempo, really cool riff.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, such a rocking track. You know, and I never recorded it and never released it.
Oh, wow.
So I have this other song that I completed like about 5 months ago, and some things are going on like in the past 5 months that, you know, don't need to talk about. But,
Yeah.
you know, so I could not find the words, you know, and I would like go on my mountain bike, I'd go on a hike and everything. And it's like, and sometimes these lyrics are really elusive. So it just took a while, and I just put it to the side. And then I was like, I was lying in bed. I'm like, wait a minute, parade. I'm like, wait a minute, why don't I do Parade? Because I only demoed the song.
Yeah.
So then I started working on it, and I'm like turning it into what it's gonna be. I mean, it's like,
Wow.
Wait, I'm so
Wait for
excited.
I wish we had it here to play.
yeah, it's a
Oh
rocking
my
track.
God, I
Yeah.
cannot wait.
That's exciting. When are you going to release it?
So I'm hoping I'm hoping to get the video done at the end of the month. I'm gonna try to track everything next week and have my drummer. I play all the instruments and do all the singing, but I have different drummers. So I've got a really good friend of mine, Aviv, is going to play drums on this track. So if I can get that done, I already have the lyrics and the melody, so all I need to do is sing it. So that's a good thing.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
That's so cool. So what does your life look like right now? Are you traveling a lot? Are you with Air Supply? Are you solo? What's happening with you?
So now it's like I think I'm in a different kind of phase. So, we go through different stages and hopefully
Yes,
we're
that's
on
for
the
sure.
rise.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time when I'm home. I spend a lot of time alone. So I have my mountain bike, I sit on my patio. I listen to a lot of meditational music,
Exactly.
trains that way. But definitely I do a lot of walks, but when I'm home,
Yeah.
but I do so much traveling. And when I say traveling, it's
What does it look like?
10 times more than what you would think.
Yeah.
So this band is probably one of the most, in this level, probably one of the most traveled bands in the world.
Really?
And when I say we go all over the world, like we go all over.
So
the
what
world.
does a week
I'm
look
really-
like for you?
Let's see, a week, like I'm getting on a plane tonight. I'm just going to, where am I going? To Arizona, and then I'm going to Northern California, and I'll be back. So a week, I'm normally leaving on a Thursday. Sometimes I'm back on a Sunday or a Monday. But this last year, the past like 6 months, we were in Australia, we were in Asia, like
They
Indonesia,
seem to
the
do a lot of
Philippines.
performances.
Yeah.
A lot, yeah.
I mean,
Doing
have
so
they ever
much.
slowed down?
Not that I
How
know
long
of.
has
my
And I'll
God.
tell you when we slowed down during
When-
COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of
Yeah, I was off for a
course, of
year,
course.
and then they took
Yeah.
out one of those loans, so all those shows that we missed, we were still getting paid for. So thank you, Barry Siegel.
I mean, that's crazy. You don't see bands like traveling as much as you guys do.
No, it's not for everybody.
No.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait, how did you find Air Supply? Like, how did you get
funny.
connected with them?
Well, here's another story. So, before I got with Beto, I was working with this guy, Nick Richards, and he had a big hit called "I Want to Be a Cowboy." So we would do these songs, we would do these performances, and he would have like Terry Nunn from Berlin, Fee Waybill from The Tubes, and my buddy Mike Licata, who's the drummer who was with Jermaine Stewart, from my first gig. So I met Nick, and we were doing these shows around Southern California, and so we would have these singers come up, and they would do 2 songs apiece and whatnot, and that was pretty successful. It was so much fun. And the keyboard, and Dion Nessus, the late Dion Nessus, who played in Wham,
Yeah.
and also played with
Oh,
Marvin
yeah,
Gaye, I
Wham.
believe. So, so Dion had invited Amir Efrat. He invited the keyboard player for Air Supply down to the show, and we were playing in Thousand Oaks at the Civic Center.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So, I got a call from Dion, and Dion said, "Hey, Air Supply is looking for a guitar player because."
And you're like, I got this.
Yeah, Amir went back to Graham and Russell and said, "Hey, I saw this guitar player. We should check him out."
Yeah.
So then I got on the phone with Graham, and Graham's a tall one, the songwriter.
Yeah.
And so I spoke to him, and look, I used to listen to those songs when I was a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Me
So
too.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wait, Air Supply. So
Yeah.
first of all, I didn't even know that they were still gigging.
I knew every word when
You
I
know
was
what I
just
mean?
playing it for these girls.
Right?
They didn't even
Yeah.
know what it was. I was like, how do I know every word? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Dude, that was like me when I went to see the show at the Canyon Club in Agoura Hills.
Yeah, the Canyon
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
that's
God.
what.
Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God.
that was 2011. So, so I spoke to Graham, and Graham's like, "Aaron, mate," he goes, "Air Supply is not what you think it is." He goes, "It's an in-your-face rock show," and I'm thinking like they're like just mellow tunes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna be playing these ballads. It's like, man, I need to rock out. So that's what he told me. So I went to see the show, and first of all, I sat there, and I'm like, I know every one of these songs, and they were rocking, and I'm all over this. So
Yeah.
I ended up joining them about a month later, and there's a lot that has transpired and different iterations as far as bands,
Right.
musicians and whatnot, and
Yeah.
crew members. But right now we got a really, really good solid thing going on, and Graham and
Nice.
Russell are
So
so cool and
amazing.
super good to me.
Well, we
That's
have to. I would
amazing.
love
We're
to
rocking.
see it.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to hear your journey and how successful, and remember yourself as like that kid with the guitar.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what kind of advice can you give people if they have a dream and they want to be a guitarist? What would you say to them?
I would say to anybody, guitars, just whatever it is that you're going to be, it's like a lot of people are really comfortable and they're not comfortable, but they are, let's see, I want to say this correctly. I think it's important to like really just follow your dream and be willing to take
Love
a chance.
that.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to take a chance
Yep.
because you never know. You see, the thing is, if you don't take a chance, you know,
Exactly.
first of all, you're going to get older and then you're going to be talking about what it coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like you get one chance only in this life.
Yeah.
So you might as well just go for it. You know what I mean?
So that's
And
great. So that means you guys are going to sing at my wedding, right?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Let's make it
That's
full
right.
circle.
Congratulations on
My
getting
dad
married.
died, then you did the bat mitzvah, and then my wedding.
There you
I
go.
mean,
Yeah.
that's a story
Yeah.
right there.
There you go. I'm all over that.
Yeah.
I hope you're in
Amazing.
town.
I'll make sure I'm in
Hopefully.
town. I'll send my sub out.
Yeah.
So I think one of the last things I want to ask you is, what's your favorite part of being a family man? Your son and daughter are so cute.
Well, I will tell you this. A good friend of mine, Chill, he had 3 children, and a month before he passed away,
sorry.
we did a gig in Santa Barbara, and I asked him, I said, what's it like to have kids? And he goes, man, the coolest thing is you get to relive your childhood. You know?
Wow,
And so he
that's true.
he was killed by a drunk driver like a month after that.
sorry.
He had just had his 3rd kid like a month before. And so I was like, wow, that's really, really cool. And it's like, it's so true that I got to relive my childhood.
Yeah.
You know, so my kids are like, they're the world to me. They really are.
Yeah.
You know,
I
so-
know
So
what that's
cute.
like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
and
true.
you know, I know there's a lot of people that they just don't want to give the kids, you know, their time, and they
Their
might want to go
attention,
do
their
that. And it's like,
time.
and the kids are like right there, like,
Yeah.
you know, they're not
Yes.
traveling as much as I am. It's like,
Right.
and I was traveling so much, and there'd be so many times I'd get on the plane, I'm looking out the window and I'm crying because I've got to leave my kids.
Yeah.
You know, so I would just always, when I came home, I always tried to make up for it. It's like, you know, just
Yeah.
because I love going on adventures, like we travel, we go on like, you know, bike rides, we go
Right.
hiking, just making sure
nice.
that we had something to do. So it was a good time. I had
And
a
are
really,
your
really
kids
good
into
run.
music as well?
Roman plays drums, and he
Oh,
plays
nice.
he plays really, really well.
Wow.
And I was giving Annika vocal lessons. It didn't really stick, but she's got a great voice and really
Right.
good tone. So hopefully she'll get back into
cute.
it. You know,
It's exciting.
I have to see a picture of them now. I haven't
know.
seen any pictures.
I'll show you. Yeah, when we're done.
But well, Nicole,
I mean, this has been incredible. I'm so grateful that you're here.
I mean, if you want to check out Aaron McLain, how do they find you?
You can check out my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe. And
Yes, please
Check me
subscribe.
out on Instagram, Facebook, and whatnot. And you know,
And then when
All
does
the
your
socials.
next single drop?
actually, I'm looking to release it like early December.
Well,
hopefully.
make sure you let us
Amazing.
know. We'll blast it all over the place too
Please
for
do.
you.
Please do. It's gonna
I
be
mean,
rocking.
Very
you're
excited.
It's not even. I mean, you're so cool. You've all been so cool, and but you're also an incredible person. And I
No, I
personally
appreciate that.
want to
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for what you did for
Thank
Nicole.
you, Samantha. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nicole.
So that's a wrap. Thank you so much for coming on The Power of We.
Thank
you,
you for
Erin.
having me. I appreciate it.